when you've got a Karrion Kross, when you've got a Wyatt Six, when you got an Aleister Black, when you've got a special character, it takes time. You really got to take your time with the character. You can't treat Aleister Black like Randy Orton.
All right, let's talk about Malakai Black. By all accounts, his road with AEW was either over or coming to an end. WWE has been interested in bringing him back for at least since the late last year. From what I heard, there was some interest in bringing him back. But, he stayed with AEW, came back, and never really launched the way that he was kind of expected to. He just came in. Speaking of Cody Rhodes did a really good job putting him over. Had a feud with him, but he never really launched after that. He never really got to the spot where grass is greener, where he kind of thought. I imagine he thought it was going to be. Now AEW is pretty much over with him, seemingly.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
Now, here's my question for you, EC3.
Hit me.
Would the NWA be interested in a Malakai Black, and with the mind of EC3 and with a mind of Billy Corgan, with the final deletion and the broken mats and Brother Nero and what was the TNA with Rosemary and all of them? What was that gimmick called? The faction.
The Menagerie? Not that one.
No, it wasn't that. No, it was Rosemary and all those gimmicks. I'll find out. I'm sure someone's watching it. Oh my gosh, it was this. I'll find that out. It was a really cool. It was your boy too.
They had Courtney Love. They got the rights. That song was sweet. Yeah.
Yep. So I'll find out. I'll find out the name.
Dollhouse. Dollhouse.
No, Dollhouse was Taryn Terrell and Jade / Me Chin. Now that was the Dollhouse gimmick. But yeah, I'll find out. It slipped my head. But yeah, with the mind of Billy Corgan and Malakai Black and EC3, would the NWA be interested in bringing him in, and how would you book him?
I mean,
Decay. That's what it's called. Decay. That was the yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sound like Malakai Black. I'd love to come to the NWA so I can kick his ass all around the place. That would be super cool to me. Sorry, but I don't think any company wouldn't be interested in him in some way, shape, or form. He's a unique talent. He's a dynamic talent. He's got a presence and a charisma to him. If I were holding the pencil of the NWA, which I will one day, but Billy obviously has a very creative mind, especially when it comes to characters and sort of like the dude's seen aliens, so he saw a man disappear. He knows lizard people exist. He probably has some pretty cool ideas for him. I think bringing him in, because that's a pretty big pickup, you got to treat it as a big deal and you got to make it an attraction. And I think that's one thing wrestling tends to not do well enough, is treat certain dynamics as attractions as opposed to putting them in, I don't want to say the everyday scenario, but like the 50-50 match, the up and down booking, and the segments where people could be thrown away. I think attractions need to have a different feeling to it and be treated as such. So if we're gonna, we're making some moves coming in the old NWA, but that would be a very significant one for what's gonna happen in the future. I'd be cool with it, and I want to kick his ass. So double win.
All right. Vince Russo. Let's talk about it from a WWE standpoint. It didn't work in the beginning to make him leave. He had a very his gimmick was so overtly enigmatic that, you have those enigmatic type of gimmicks that WWE don't really know what to do with. We saw that with Bray Wyatt too, and we definitely saw that with Malakai Black, and someone's raising his hand as well as far as enigmatic. Go ahead.
If I could pop into that real fast,
Sure,
and I
sure.
think an issue would be like it worked in NXT with Triple H, where they treated it as such. That was the time when the things got shot up the cannon, up the ladder, and then they got into Vince's hand. If he saw a parallel to anybody that was maybe seemingly like one of his legacy guys, perhaps The Undertaker, dead, coming out of things, like totally different acts, but to Vince and his insane sociopathic mind, he probably just saw, oh, it's just The Undertaker, and he didn't get it. So I think that was the issue with the WWE. And then once that's a lore is ruined for him, he's just another guy, and then he's working me on some main event in some 6-minute crap fest.
Yeah. Vince Russo, do you think that WWE under the Triple H regime, since, to EC3's point, he was used very well in NXT during Triple H's booking, do you think that Triple H would be able to use him in a successful way similar to NXT this go round?
Chris, this is the same Triple H booking Karrion Kross. This is the same Triple H booking the Wyatt Six. Come on, bro. Chris, here's the problem. When you've got a Karrion Kross, when you've got a Wyatt Six, when you got an Aleister Black, when you've got a special character, it takes time. You really got to take your time with the character. You can't treat Aleister Black like Randy Orton. This is a special character that takes special treatment. And they have not been able to accomplish that, Chris, for years. 4 years. It takes time. It takes, focus, really plotting things out and planning things out, making the talent a part of things. I mean, look at poor Bo Dallas. He was an integral part of this thing because his brother passed away. He pushed for this. He thought this thing through and through and through and through. They came out with those early vignettes because they were focused in it at that time. He freaking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And where did that go? So why would anybody, including Aleister Black himself, why would anybody think anything would be different?
To EC3's point, I think that Malakai Black, Aleister Black, I think that there's could be, and I'm interested in your thoughts on this, Vince, there could be more of a hope since Triple H did book him successfully in NXT that he can have that same type of treatment in the main roster. Do you think that that's possible? All I'll say is this. On the big stage, I've not seen Triple H deliver a character like that. On a big stage, I did not see Aleister Black at NXT. I did not see him. I'm talking about the big stage. I have not seen Triple H deliver a complicated character. I haven't seen it. Yeah, we shall see where that leads. If he does come back to WWE, would he have these theatric, really, really cool promos and then eventually kind of fall in line? And I think that's a lot of people have complained. A lot of the aside from the hardcore fans who are okay with anything and everything, I think a lot of times people who are outside of that, they do complain about the WWE with just characters just falling in line, and hopefully we don't see that with. Well, he'll probably be Aleister Black again back in WWE. Comment below on if you would like to see Aleister Black back in WWE, and if you think Triple H would make a difference. You think he'll get that lift up stage gimmick again, same theme song, same type of mysterious feel, or do you think that he'll fall in line?